Hi everyone, I'm Flock Psyker, your host with the most fur, as far as I know. Your older, balder Asmongold. Now you see why I wear hats and hoods all the time, right? But I wanted to continue on for chapter 2 of Getting Good. You know, this time it's me covering Dark Souls. I previously talked about Elden Ring and how it inspired me just from trailer alone to be able to just be my doorway, my gateway drug, if you will, into Elden Ring and just Souls-likes in general. And it all started there. And I covered quite a bit of why I was like into that and my story with that in the last video, so make sure to check that out. I'll make sure that it's in the ending of my video with a link for your convenience. So anyways, back to Dark Souls. So after I was done beating Elden Ring for like the 7th or 8th time, and after getting the platinum with it, and I was pleased to hear that there was more games like it. A lot of people told me about Dark Souls and Bloodborne and everything by the same company, and I thought, I gotta get in on this, man. If there's more games like Elden Ring out there, more of this genre, I gotta have that in my life, you know? So, Dark Souls, man. I thought as Elden Lord, I was prepared for this, right? I thought, how hard could it be, right? But it was not exactly the easiest transition as you think. I mean, I think I might have had a bit of an easier time with it, but I don't know. I think I kind of just had those moments, you know, that it's a completely different game. It's a completely different beast, sort of speak. And one of the things I liked about Dark Souls especially was the story, the lore. I fell in love with the characters and everything that was in there. From the depressive guy you meet at Firelink Shrine to the firekeeper who doesn't even say a word, to Siegmeyer, right? The Onion Bro and Solaire. Praise the sun, right? It just it was a whole different experience, and I just fell in love with the franchise for the most part as a whole, you know. It really resonated with me. And after beating Dark Souls, you know, it was it was a it was an eye opener. Let's just say that, you know, I really felt that I was a true gamer almost. I started realizing that I was kind of getting better at a lot of games, man. It wasn't just Dark Souls or Souls likes. I was getting better in games in general. I I was playing these games and I had to play more and more and more. And then I got into the DLC with Artorias and Manus and the Sanctuary Guardian. Man, Dark Souls is just awesome. And what can I say? the feeling of the parry, pong, getting that right off and doing your visceral attack, man, there's no better feeling than that. And being invaded, since I didn't do a lot of co-op, I didn't get invaded much in Elden Ring, but in Dark Souls, it don't matter. You just got to be human, and there's potential of getting invaded. All you have to do is be a part of a covenant too. In some cases, so that's an experience. Kind of like mini bosses that not only play like players, but are right. And I just feel that Dark Souls is just one of those games that I wish I would have started back when it was new, like fresh in the mindset. By the time I came in, everything was pretty much known as far as what to do, where to go. But part of being part of that Elden Ring experience in the beginning was that I was part of that discovery, right? I was doing stuff alongside with people. When I came to Dark Souls, it's been out so long that it was even remastered, which I got. I bought the whole trilogy at this time. And I'm like, I might as well just start from the beginning. Even though people were telling me Dark Souls 3, man, it's the closest to Elden Ring. And I'm like, I don't know what that means, but okay. But I started with the first one because I felt that was the way to go. And yeah, I mean, there's so much to like about it. And it's not quite open world, but it it was that feeling that you were in part of an open world, so to speak, even with all the crowded hallways and stuff like that. I just love Dark Souls, right? What was your first experience? I'd love to hear from you. Like, did you start out with Dark Souls or Demon Souls? Like, I I'm already jealous of you. So I don't know how long I can babble about this topic exactly, other than the music, the feeling of Dark Souls 1 was something else. Um, my first wall, I guess I could say, when I was playing it the first time was a Capra Demon. For me, that was a pain in the butt one. I didn't even know you could just huck dung over the fence, I kept going in there, getting wrecked by either the dogs or that dude, Capra Demon, who would just go whack, whack. But at the end of the day, it was just all about getting good all over again, and I was super immersed. From Software makes really good games, and they have for a while. I didn't even have the foggiest. Back before I played it, all I heard about Dark Souls was how ball-bustingly hard they were. you know? But the reason why I like these games isn't just like the challenge, right? It's the action RPG part of it. It's the exploration, the focus on exploration and finding stuff. Even if it's useless stuff, finding stuff is fun. Discovering new pathways or shortcuts is fun. It's not so fun getting lost and not knowing where the heck to go. But thank you, Fighting Cowboy, for that. Dude got me through Dark Souls. Like, if you're going through Dark Souls the first time, you find yourself lost, stuck, or whatever, watch some Fighting Cowboy. He's done the games quite well and thoroughly. He can give you 100% walkthroughs, and yeah. But I do recommend, as other people recommended to me, before I played Elden Ring to go in as blind as possible. Um, really allow yourself to just play the game as intended. Um, Discover things for yourself and really kind of pay attention. Uh, there are some stuff that's easily missable, like quests and stuff, but uh, and weapons and junk. But it's all about playing as you know, playing as you go. I guess it's just a completely different kind of RPG than what I was used to. Man, I was playing Horizon Zero Dawn, and I was playing like Ghost of Tsushima, um, uh, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Um, I started Witcher 3. I didn't finish it though. I should really go back to that and get into Blood and Wine as well because I heard that DLC got to win the RPG of the year. That's an accomplishment. So I should go back to play The Witcher 3. But you get what I'm saying though. These are open world RPGs, but they're not like Dark Souls or Elden Ring, I wish I could say more that like hasn't been said, but it's all about the getting good. It's all about having the fun, and it's all about banging your head against the wall repeatedly, trying to beat these bosses. That one more time feeling like I know I can do it. And one of the things about Dark Souls I noticed too is that sometimes, pretty often, I'd have like beginner's luck, right? I'd get into a boss the first time. I'm all super immersed in everything, and I get him near dead, and then he gets me, and then you're like, oh, well, I'll get him this time, right? Pop that humanity, get right back in getting in there and everything, and then he wrecks you almost instantly, or you don't get as far the second time, or the third time, or the fourth time. But that feeling when you finally accomplish a boss fight that you've been working so hard to complete, a boss that through skill alone you can beat. There's no feeling in the world like it, man. And I hadn't felt that kind of immersion since, back in the day, like when I was a kid. You know, we play these games not because they are easy. We play these games because they are hard. Oh, sorry. Bad impression, I guess. But, anyways, I suppose that's my little bit about Dark Souls. I'll do Dark Souls 2 next time. I'll try to add and prepare a bit more and maybe have some kind of script going. I don't know. I like going off the cuff. I just like talking my mind, and I love talking games. It's just hard for me to talk to a screen more than it is for other people, With other people, I mean, like with Retro Rob or Caps Off Gaming or Bryce JW or one of my friends, I've interviewed, and it's easier for me. Not because I'm hashtag lazy. It's just I'm a conversationalist. I like talking. I like talking gaming. And I'm not really trying to push too much about what I like and what my experiences are. I rather hear from you. Like, what are your experiences, man? Tell me about your Dark Souls experience, and well, go in the comments. Let me know. I love having that open dialogue, and I want this to be a place, a channel that you feel welcome to share your opinion, and I'll always respond if I can. Um, you know, it's just the kind of YouTuber I am. I'm not trying to pitch you guys on anything or tell you how to think, or but this is just my experience. Dark Souls was my second. Uh, second Souls-like ever. Technically, at least the one that I beat, because I did try Mortal Shell a long time ago. I do remember this now, after the fact. But Mortal Shell wasn't vibing with me, man. I didn't understand, you know. I bet if I go back to it now, I'll understand it quite a bit better since I've beaten, Dark Souls 1 through 3, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, Lords of the Fallen, Stellar Blade. I mean, Stellar Blade's not really Souls-like, but I make a case it kind of is. And maybe that'll be a future video of Getting Good, right? I'll include games like Stellar Blade or Black Myth Wukong, right? Because they have that Souls-like spirit to them. And I'm super looking forward to Kazan, too. But the next video will be about Dark Souls 2. And I think a lot of people look forward to this one because it's kind of the redheaded stepchild of Dark Souls. But trust me, there's a reason why there's a 2, right? Because it is the Dark Souls of Dark Souls. So be on the lookout for that video next week, huh? But anyways, that's it for today's video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. You just watched Fox Play Gaming, only on YouTube. And you say it's not too late, but